This is SABC News weekday program that women making waves in their industries. African star. This is Up Close, SABC profiles men and women making waves in the industry, icons, rising and veterans. If they're in the news, then you know you can. I'm Tshepang Motsekuoa. Stay tuned for the next half hour. Talk to Liquideep. Zyon Hamilton and Thabo Shukulu are Liquideep. And songwriter Zyon only moved in 2000 from the US to find music in the country. As fate would have it, the paths will cross with a DJ Ryzor, and pretty soon they stick together. Now the group was, born in 2000, and since then they have had #1 hits, recognition, awards from MTV, but I think most significantly, more tickets sold globally. It's time with Zyon and Rasor.
Yeah.
Yes, on Up Close.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's good to be here.
Up Close with Liquideep. It's such a privilege. We're so excited.
It was good to. We haven't done something like this in a while. So sit down and do something.
And just reflect at what you guys have in the space of time.
Yes.
Ryzor is a quiet one, right?
On camera, quiet one.
He's all on camera. You're quiet. And then we're gonna try and get you to loosen up and forget that you're even on camera.
No,
I remember my brother this dream car that he wanted for a long time, and he finally got it. The registration was Fairy Tale. FYT.
FYT.
Yeah. And then just then the single hit.
Oh.
And we're like so his car was called.
Yeah, hope that wasn't too bad of a rap for his car.
No, it wasn't. That was his missus.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so it's like a match.
So it's my way of trying. I'm a super fan.
Yes.
And so I'm very happy to have you. Let's start with you, Ryzor.
Yeah.
Boy, and you were before you guys formed.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I was born in Ale. I grew up in Limpopo, Kenya, before I was a teenager. So I have both Joburg, like urban upbringing, and the rural thing. So I have both. Yeah.
You balance
South African.
What would you say you? Yeah, no. What would you say you remember the most in the rural areas?
I remember that to my there used to be this old timer. He passed every end of the month. He'll bring a sound from there, and community will come there and listen. The runner generator is working, and stuff like that. So this whole interest in music started.
That's very interesting. And you're not from South Africa?
Puma Peshe.
Oh, Puma Peshe.
Yeah.
But tell us, where you from?
I'm originally from a small place
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee. Kind of known as the home of gospel and country, where a lot of people go to and mix and master. So I'm rounded with music because both of my parents are in history as well. So I grew up around me.
Is it gospel?
Into gospel, you know, even my dabbling into producing. I started from, you know, the church. I'm still a church boy, but
in that, so you guys actually, because fairly rural. I mean, it is modern, but it's you know, two rural boys, different sides of the together one day and form this team.
Yeah, it happened, I guess, out of chance. Met because I was just when I originally came, I came for people in the background, for people like Swazi Dlamini and Ray Bossman, and I was doing stuff for TV in the background, just writing in the background. But during that time, I was like different house parties. I see with a few of my friends, and I was getting turned on, like, you know, the whole house music culture and you know, the whole culture. I'm saying. So once I met Ryzor, a lot of songs that I knew, but I didn't know the record company. I didn't know the producers. Vinyl, he knew all the producers. He knew all the names. So it was kind of like a merger of. It was like school. It was I think which made it interesting. The journey real interesting.
To talk to two people at the same time, because I know you, the child that you were still growing up in Tennessee, and how you, you know, making this and even writing for people who are African. But I think before I want to know how you got into. So you this Limpopo boy, and you brought the big sound, and then you legs. How do you end up becoming? To go to Carlton Center, a guy who used to sell for 5 rand. So those who on the street know the guy. So I'll buy there and wait. Friday mixes on other radio stations. House. So I recorded. I had a collection of recordings. Piracy, but that's what I did. But what you're saying, I mean, that must be cool. I was that you listen, and you press. I used to record even the. Then I started taking those tapes. Parties, I'll play my tapes because I exclusive stuff that no one had. So I started moving around in Alex parties, friends on just, you know, on the weekend I'll play my cassettes. Take my cassette and leave. So people were interested in. So I just went into collecting CDs. I went into collecting vinyl. So I DJing from then. Okay. Then we're going to continue with our discussion. I think we continue to get up close with. We would greatly appreciate suggestions or comments that you have for us about the show. SABC.co.za. Actors SABC. We'll see you just. Thank you for staying with us as we close with Liquideep. I hate those who were flowing and then they it's like, oh. It happens. You gotta do. And then let's move on to you. So that's how he started. You start off. It's
probably cliche, but I grew up beating pots and pans. You know, parents would get called to school because I could never pass because I was always tapping on my desk. I was one of those kids.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I started like getting into producing when I was 18, and it was something I would do after school, keep out of trouble. Session.
When you say producing, what were you doing?
I was busy making beats for myself, as well as for this gospel rap for my church at the time.
Oh, nice.
Beats because I got tired of like rapping people's instrumentals, so I was like, equipment at home, why don't we make? I think from then that's when I started exploring my own sound, exploring my writing technique. When I started
taking it really seriously.
And I started meeting people from my city as well as this.
How did that happen? How did that connect to South Africa?
Through my Victor Masando, who connected me to a lot of the people believed in what I was doing. So he introduced my first demo I ever recorded of me singing at Joe Nina's studio in '97, long time ago. That actually back at home. So there's a lot of history from this side. I think people don't really know.
You traveled here a lot.
I traveled here a lot. I used to go pretty much since '96 consecutively. Pretty much, I'd come to visit my, and then just people and create.
Okay, so this is just pre-2000. What are you doing? Is it just pre-2000?
I'm going to club. I'm driving Alex to Mpumalanga to go with equipment that and all the money that I get, I pay, borrowed, and I still owe petrol.
And it's so you were a DJ, passion but struggling DJ,
just obsessed with doing. I had a student by then, so money that's geared for fares and food and stuff will be done records and just spend. I don't think it was a waste because I still to date. So
I hear that story so many times that I was just so passionate about it, and I decided to take money that was supposed to be good to do whatever, and it out because it could end a sad story, which is you wasted time, you wasted money, qualifications.
So I think at that time, if guys who were selling clothes, so it was addiction more than Facebook and Twitter combined.
I want to know how the meeting happened.
We met via a mutual friend, his wife's, my ex, I'll say ex-lady at the time.
That was hard to say, hey?
Yeah, I didn't.
His wife's let me just say it.
In a public forum. But one of those things where his wife and my ex, so they were kind of like, girl, why don't we meet up, guys? And you guys, we talk to each other. Things we kind of just started talking about music, though. We weren't really talking about music. It took maybe a year or so before we.
So the friendship became first. You guys started doing the music.
Yeah, funny, like silly jokes and people were laughing at, and we found out. And of course we would listen, but it was mainly, guys who have similar interests just get into or anything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a big explosion.
Yeah. So
Ryzor?
basically, where I was staying.
Yeah.
was staying in the same complex. So he used to come and visit. So when he came, it was just friends visiting.
Yeah.
They will up talking together, this on and on. He started joining me, going like your Jozi DJ DJ, where I along, and that was 2006, 2007. Then we landed a to DJ 3 times at some restaurant
for
for $500
and some
for
the entire month.
week.
Okay.
So that included, DJ. We DJ for a long, or finishing at around 9.
Wow. Playing for like 6 hours.
Yeah. So much. So we were going there just
to play. And at that time, you sing for some nations such as Swazi, but doing this DJ thing.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. Why don't you create our own beats like you've been doing? I write music, and let's do this.
Times I was still playing him. So we were always playing each other beats, but personally I wanted to of house music. Like I didn't say let's just get together, and because it's not. They think the job, it's not really that.
I think when we were DJing, where I was buying my records, the place called Retro Music, a friend called DJ Two was dabbling into a record label. So that to start producing, I was doing events. I would do events to try to raise money for my music stuff. So the way I invited DJ, he came through. This is before started Ken. He was looking for beats. He asked me, "You're a DJ. Are you doing music?" I do beats. I knew nothing. Producing music and whatever. I'll give you a beat. Googled. Well, it was Yahoo then. Got some stuff. Download programs. Started doing music, and I'd go to Tulani. There was a DJ.
Yeah.
They'll guide me. There, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So when improving, that's when I met him. Then Tulani started looking for something. Let's just give them a song.
Yeah.
And they asked for another.
Okay, let's hold it there and take a quick ad. I'm running over break. We continue to get up close with. If you have any suggestions or comments about the show, please email us. There's upclose@sabc.co, or you can use our Twitter handle at SABC. We'll see you just now. Thank you for staying with us as we wrap up the station with Liquideep. I don't know if you believe that great can just, because your collaboration, tell me a story of you planned this, you did that. You're telling me a story of 2 guys who had similar passions, just hanging out, and magic happened.
I think we do have our plans, and we do have, but I think more than anything, like you said, it was the passion behind it and God's blessing, I guess, more than anything.
And there was no plan. Very unique sound. Yes, it's very unique. It's very. I mean, that was not planned.
It actually wasn't. It actually was. It came from what we were listening to. Figure how can we mix what we hear and then bring it home.
We were looking for, like, DJing, most of the records that I had were these people from the UK, whatever, just obsessed with that. But we asked us to do music. Influence just came through. Doing in studio, and that's how Liquideep, and like the whole was to make a city where guys, would you want to? We're like, okay, a couple of songs. Then we did songs. They listened. Fairy Tale was CD was about to be printed.
They're like, but where's Fairy?
Visited. No, he visited to he had Fairy Tale. I think the song in Jan. Then Tulani comes playing him tracks. Fairy Tale, but I was expecting. This is too bubble gum. It's not deep. You guys.
Underground.
This is the song. I was like, but this is the song. Then I got confused. How can my master say
this is the one?
Then I get a couple of others. That we hear the song on DJ radio, the CD out. It was there,
and it was. It just went. It was massive. How did you do that in your own personal lives? You know, because with you, Grant mostly, being the DJ, doing, and now suddenly, you didn't explode just in South Africa, exploded everywhere. How do you deal with that in your personal life, Si?
It's a lot, and I'll be honest, it's a big. There's a lot of things that had, but dealing with it much better now. You know, I think I'm dealing with it much.
What are some of those things that you feel that you had to?
Well, you become, only because the people, what you do, but you kind of become, especially once you step out your door, public property. So you always put yourself in other people's shoes. When they see you and they want to have some time, give people their time, Really, I think that's really the only thing I've had to make for myself.
Hey, because it's like, when is it time? And when is it? What about you, Ryzor?
I think it's a blessing and a curse. I'm absent-minded.
Okay.
So I don't, like there was no but I had to be he'll remind me like, dude, can't be.
You 1, 2, 3 now
I was still an IT guy. From I'll walk to the store, like whatever. So but I had to be, conscious. This is how people look at you. But it took time for me to believe just to that, But
as a creator, I mean, I was just looking at how everybody now I mean, every like that. Was that? Did you decide that this is going to be?
Not really stand out, but me, I do like fashion and stuff like that. So I think it's just something my family. So it wasn't to be presentable, I guess. So it wasn't like trying to put some pressure on people.
But how does that feel? Mimicking you.
People are mimicking. I mean, everybody has their own style, but it's nice. It's nice to have some type of influence. Hopefully for the better. That's all I want.
The way you answered that, still don't really know what I have out there. I have to rap. I'm not happy about that.
We can do it again. We must come again.
Good. I think you should, because what's coming up next? I want to know. By getting the invitation to the weddings.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, thank you so much for making
No
the time.
problem.
Thank
One
you.
quick thing, make sure to pick out the word. That's the only thing. That's
Okay, you want to say that a little louder?
put the album Welcome Aboard.
Okay.
That's
No, that's definitely going to happen. We're going to wrap up today's edition of Up. And catch us same time weekdays on SABC 404. Our favorite episodes like this, youtube.com/. Twitter handle at UpClose SABC. And of course, is at Tshepang Motsekuoa. Email upclose@sabc.co. Till next time, take care.